on the Varus. It's all about him to play defense and do the majority of the damage for T1.
A lot of beefy characters on the side of Leviathan. T1 about to take down LATAM's last seed. Let's send it over to Rafa and Hell's Devils to get us into game.
Kapow!
Wachoo! Kapow!
Wachow!
Wachow! Kablam! More sound effects.
Shazam!
Shazam! Ooh,
I like that one.
I like Shazam.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Thanks again, Kangas, Riku, and TJ. This is match point for T1 and Leviathan. This could be their last game on the international stage.
And it would be so sad for Leviathan to lose this one because they still haven't really showed us anything. I feel they have something to show us. They come out with that Orianna again, and I like this composition of them though. They've drafted something real good here.
So a lot of melees. Something that you were noting about is that T1, although the Kha'Zix is not going to have as great of a time into triple melees, and then of course a Yuumi who can just attach to whoever is the strongest, beefiest bruiser at the time.
Singed. It's going to be a problem.
Yep.
Singed is going to be a massive problem to deal with for Leviathan because Singed can just run right through that composition. There is no ranged champions. There is no real champions that can stop him. I mean, besides the Orianna, but Orianna cannot stop a Singed. Singed is going to run right through whatever Orianna does. So that is going to be the one big problem Leviathan has to be able to deal with. But besides that, they have drafted a pretty solid composition, and this is going to be such a nice game. But I still really loved how they drafted in this game because they banned out that Camille, which was a very huge problem for them last game.
Yes, the Zhong Camille had to be stopped from Leviathan if they wanted a chance to get back into this game. But T1 say, I mean, you got the Camille, bro, but I still got a Riven, man, in my back pocket. And
yeah, those are the two champions that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
It's the Camille and the Riven. He got either of them. So yet again, Zhong is going to be super scary. And as we head into the game, it's also the Jax taken away from JY. And I love seeing that from Leviathan too, because this was such an important tool for JY for his success in the game.
The other thing too for T1 is the fact that they can leverage this Riven and snowball it as much as they did. Oh.
I like this. I like this. T1 is waiting. They're waiting for Kite. They're gonna catch him with a hook. Oh, does Kite see it coming? It seems like he sees it coming. I love that.
He knows
he
something's
knows.
up.
He
Boom!
knows. He knows. Amazing.
The spider senses were tingling on that one. That Kite's like, something's not right.
Something
here.
is
They're
off.
already
right?
using the Proto Belt. Woo!
Yeah.
That Proto Belt rush actually very nifty.
Leviathan is actually able to kinda able to deal with the pressure from T1 right now. As you can see, Lumash defending the turret. They're gonna secure the Rift Herald as well. So Leviathan doing a phenomenal job right now, dealing with that pressure from T1, which they weren't able to do in the first game.
And Leviathan is now a race against the clock here. If they can get this Rift Herald and they can just send it into the nearest tower. Oh, never mind.
Never mind.
Just as I was saying it, T1 able to get the first brick down. That's the injection of gold, and that's the dragon.
Man, it feels like I'm watching a WRL team right now. T1 is just playing so well. They got a turret, they got the dragon, and the only thing that Leviathan got was a Rift Herald. So Leviathan took a comeback, and although it's not going as fast right now, it kind of feels like the same.
Oh, Zhong now in the 1v1 against Lumish. Lumish already popping the barrier. Oh, he's in trouble. Ignite has ticked down, but Zhong has the mobility. First blood once again goes over to T1.
And yet again, Zhong asserting his dominance on those power picks that he has. The Riven, the Camille, truly showing how good of a player he is. And I mean, at this point, the question is like, do you have to target ban it out against him? But that's gonna be 2 bans only against Zhong. And I feel like he can play other champions just as well as the Camille and the Riven.
That's going to be a question that other teams will have to answer if T1 are able to carry out this momentum. They have the numbers advantage on this Baron side of the map, but it's the last chapter, and Androck flashing forward to connect the route, getting distance onto Core, but he's running away and he's got the poison ticket. Demacian Justice, a lot of true damage, and it's a leap strike from Andy that smites him down, but it's a easy trade bind on back. Kite forced to use the shockwave, doesn't do enough to keep T1 away as they slay another.
Whoa, BDG doing so much damage during that team fight, and he's just sitting in the back, not really taking much damage, and meanwhile shooting out those arrows. I mean, look at that damage. Oh,
that's the BDG Bear special,
wow,
baby.
T1 showing how good that composition was right there, because Core got caught, but he just didn't die.
Okay, well, did you just caster jinx him? Let's see.
No. That's the power of the Singe, right? Like you get caught by a composition like that, but you just don't die anyways.
Well, at least Leviathan For their sake, they are able to get a turret down with this Rift Herald. It opens up the mid side of the map, and that is going to give them a little bit easier access into the jungle.
That's one of the most important objectives in the game, right? The mid lane turret. And especially when you have Kite sitting on that Orianna, it means you can defend your mid lane turret very well, because Orianna has one of the best wave clears in the game, so around the mid lane.
It's all about stalling for the side of Leviathan. They have Andy on the Jax, who is now corralling right on the J1, but it is Penguin once again. The Dark Passage giving him the safety. They're looking for a way back in. Flay already expended. Death Sentence not available until right now. Pulls Andy right in, flashing away for the Counter-Strike stun. Debasi just doesn't even get a chance to go off. Lumish with the dunk does not get it through.
And the Youngmi died as well. Yunha was attached to Lumesh, desperately trying to save him, but unfortunately wasn't able to. And then it's Yuumi dying as well, so you're giving away 2 kills of everyone. And yet again, it's T1. 4 of the carries from T1 sitting on top of the gold
Woo! BDG! No hesitation, flashing forward over the wall with the Chain of Corruption, sends Lumish back to the fountain.
And that's a free kill. And what does that mean? That's another Rift Herald. Rift Herald means another turret. It's just T1 keeping their game on. Sitting on a 6,000 gold. The dragon is not even spawned yet. Leviathan is just yet again just kind of waiting to see what happens. They're unable to get anything except for their own little jungle camps.
And when I was talking with their coach, June, after their play-in stage games, and he was content with some of the performances, but at the same time, he said, I know we can do better. I know they've already burned it down to 2,000 HP. Leviathan have to make the charge, but the Dragon is secured. Shockwave doesn't hit anyone. No CC available for Leviathan to be able to follow up on. And it's T1 all day on the Rift. Fearless, fierce, and clinical is T1 for the Prime Gaming Ace.
Oh my god, what a perfect teamfight by T1 again. And wow, that double kill by BDG felt so good. And it was yet again, same story. Gore tanking up everything on that Singed. He didn't even die. And right now, T1 is gonna destroy the base of Leviathan. Taking mid lane, taking bot lane, taking the jungle, taking Dragon. Yet again, taking absolutely everything.
Maximization, optimization.
What can you do?
It is all
Try to take care of JY. Try to take care of BDG. Try to take care of Jong, because these are at least champions that you can catch.
Jong is doing the catching by himself, it seems. Hell's already won on the Lumish, and he's on the run. Last chapter gets him a pass back to safety. But T1, they are 13,000 gold ahead. It is not just domination. They are running this Rift.
This is pretty much game over right now. Like, Leviathan is not given a single chance against T1, and you can see like they're desperately trying to go in, but then what are you gonna do? You cannot do anything against this comp of T1 right now.
It is at the point where Leviathan, they're getting smacked by thicker wallets. Shockwave is huge, but can you make up the difference in the follow-up? And it doesn't seem like that's the case. T1 undeterred by any responses from the #1 team from the WOL. Another inhibitor will fall. Is Brazil going to overtake them? But T1 with a performance like this erases concerns. This silences doubters in the way that they dominate and clinically take out Leviathan.
This is just domination. At this point, it's just delaying the inevitable as Leviathan. T1 is pushing their lead. They're gonna go for the Baron right now, and they're gonna look to finish the game as well.
It's all eyes on the Baron at this point, Hells. T1 just one objective away, setting up the dominoes to fall into place.
And what can you do as Leviathan right now? You know, when you go in, you're gonna die. If you don't go in, T1 takes that Baron and secures the game. So you can see Leviathan is looking for some desperate plays.
The box slows them down. The last chapter is not enough. Leviathan on the run once again after forced to make the initial engage. But T1 gets to pick and pull them apart once again. Androck is the last member standing, but it is T1 on the doorsteps of the base, not even waiting for the minion wave. They have the Baron buff, and they're going to just take out Androck for another Prime Gaming ace. T1 clean